Pop culture has been a hot topic as of recently. We are starting to go back to quote unquote normal life after the virus after months of staying at home. Suddenly, the world was confined to the house and the things we could do while we were there. Game companies and media makers did well. Some picked up new hobbies or watched all the shows on the recommended anime lists. But let me tell you what I did. I found one of the most impactful and iconic stories ever told to me over the course of the end of the last year. Let me tell you about it. It's the Persona series. I was so encaptured by the fifth one and how stylish it was. The characters were great, and this modern day game gave us an epic tale. But sometimes, a tale can be just as epic even when in a much simpler time and place. Join me as I take you through the land of Inaba, Japan, to a small town murder mystery that just might steal your heart as much as it did for me. I'm talking about a different Persona game.
The true honest, so let's get it, yeah, let's see what we can uncover. What that defines your world, gives you truth and life. What that excels, special enough to guide your way through this shadow world.
Persona 4 Golden's release on PC was the perfect opportunity to find something to do in quarantine and to try out the other installments in the Persona franchise. Although I did not quite get what I expected, and that is a good thing. After 5, my hope was this game would be following some sort of pattern for a dark and rememberable story with awesome characters and the like. And I got just that, but it also felt more like a slice of life / shonen anime where I was the protagonist and it felt so much more down to earth. It was refreshing, had this feeling of nostalgia, and just felt so stylish and retro for its style and setting. But enough fluff about the game. What is it about? The setting for Persona 4 is a small town in rural Japan called Inaba, where you, the transfer student from a big city, need to get used to living small and simple. You make a few friends before some weird stuff starts happening. There are nights with mysterious fog, and the next day someone ends up dead. Then, on one of these foggy nights you watch TV, and the Midnight Channel comes on. A person whose face is on here, you heard, is the next to be murdered. Police have no trace of who it could be, and you feel you need to stop this, especially when your friend is the face that's on next. By some miracle luck, you find you can go inside the TV, to another world. In this other world, it's foggy, cold, and mysterious. It's dangerous, too. These quote-unquote shadows come to attack you, and it seems you can't defend yourself, and that's when it appears.
Huh?
Call forth what is within.
So...
It has been defined that the true nature and face of a person is their quote-unquote persona. People often hide behind second faces or ulterior motives, and that is what we see on the surface. But to go beyond that is the persona, a manifestation of what you truly are. In this game, however, it is in the form of a spirit, and it protects you from the shadows. Izanagi appears at your side, and by your command, slays the shadows and you return to your world. This is absolutely not the end, however. You tell your friends the next day and they don't believe you. But when they can go through the TV as well, it opens a world of possibility. You all learn that you can save people whose faces are on the Midnight Channel if you can find them in the TV world before the next foggy night. And then, you slowly work to solve the mystery of who is behind the killings. The next section will be focused purely on talking in depth of the characters and other stuff going on inside the game, and some things I have come to believe about them, but it's full of game spoilers. So, if you wish to experience this for yourself, go to the timestamp on the screen to skip this part. And don't worry, this section is not absolutely needed. For the rest of you who stuck around, let's have a look at the characters and symbolism in this game. The first people you meet are Yosuke Hanamura, Chie Satonaka, and Yukiko Omagi. They are your classmates, and you hang out together and get to know each other better. When you all find out about the Midnight Channel, Yukiko goes missing, and her face is on the channel. After finding her, you see that there are two of them, the real one you know, and the shadow version of her. The shadow version talks way different than her, and Yukiko claims that this is not her. And you have to fight the shadow, but afterwards she explains that it has always been a part of her that she couldn't accept, but now she will. Facing one's true self is not easy, but when you can accept yourself, you become healthier. Over the course of the game, you meet Teddy, who is a shadow trying to find what it is to be human, a punkish guy named Kanji Tatsumi, a used-to-be idol named Rise Kujikawa, and a tomboy named Naoto. Other characters include the people you are staying with, Ryotaro Dojima, and his daughter Nanako. The beings tasked with helping you through this journey and managing your personas and other related things are Igor, Margaret, and Marie. The only other notable character is Toru Adachi, the assistant detective to Dojima. Each of these characters has real problems, strengths, and weaknesses. You can hang out with them to increase your bond and give you bonuses when saving other people in the TV world, and even a bit of romance with one or even more of them as well. Yusuke is grieving over the loss of a crush of his personal crush, and you help him make him happy again and gaining a true friend. Chie is a strong tomboy character who likes martial arts but is insecure about her looks and the way she acts. After hanging out with her enough, you help her to see it is okay to be whoever you want to be, and she takes pride in how she is. Yukiko doesn't want to be the next person to inherit the family business and has dreams of travel and bigger ambitions. After hanging out with you, however, she realizes that family and friends are the most important and decides to stay. Kanji is a misunderstood man that feels he needs to act tough in order to not get picked on and feel strong, and enjoys knitting and sewing but doesn't like to admit it because he thinks it's embarrassing. You slowly make him believe that he is strong no matter what he enjoys, and learns to be nicer to people. Rise is a popular idol that just wants to be normal and have a quiet life, and you show her all the cool things there are about a small friend group and an even smaller stage. Naoto wants to be a detective, but has problems with sexism in the workplace, so she makes everyone believe that she is a man, so she is more respected in the workplace. You help her realize that she is strong and reliable, and that no one would care or think less of her based on gender. It's about her job and how she does it, and the total quantity of her character. Igor and Margaret are the attendants of the Velvet Room, where you make personas and accept quests and other things. Marie is also in there, but likes to visit our world and you help show her around. She has amnesia and does not remember anything about herself, and you try to help her find it. Teddy is probably the most interesting case because he is a shadow that just wants to be human and live in Inaba, and you show him how to do it. Nanako and Dojima are at the house almost every night, and you can interact with them, and they kind of grow on you, and you start to believe you really are a family. The last case is that of Adachi, who is a lazy detective who likes to slack off. He seems like he's had it rough and doesn't have much money to spare, so you hang out with him to cheer him up. He gets picked on by Dojima and hasn't had a very happy life, so you try to be the only person that cares about him. You go through the game hanging out with these people, going to school, and exploring the TV world, with special occasions coming by sometimes that lead to slice of anime stuff. It really feels like you're in an anime with these scenes, and there's a lot of shenanigans. Each of your friends has a side of them they don't want to accept, and then when they do, they become fine again. The TV world and the reason for the fog is the whole plot to this game, so I won't spoil that, but it gets complicated. This is a murder mystery after all. You and the rest of your friends form an investigation club at school, and the TV world is your way to get leads. However, the one person who does not have a bad side is you, the player, and while there is no set-in-stone theory as to why that is, I have one I feel is particularly interesting. While everyone else faces their true self and you help them, you playing the game helps you think of your true self and what you want, and playing through the game and interacting with these characters helps you find your true self and face it. But fourth wall stuff aside, everyone has a shadow version of themselves and their persona, so why don't you? Well, Adachi actually has a persona as well, and it's the shadow version of Izanagi, your persona. You are quiet, charismatic, and have a lot of friends to surround yourself with. Adachi is louder, shunned, and has almost no friends besides you. I like to think that this is the shadow version of yourself, and let's just say that you face that in time as well. Great villains are always the ones with a point and a relatable story as well. While younger people like the main character, the older understand Adachi and why he is the way he is. This sounds crazy, I know, but first, it's an anime. Second, it's a game. However, there are hidden messages in this game that are very real and apply in real life. Persona 4 is a game of acceptance and friendship. Each person you save has two sides, the side they show you, and the side they reject or wish wasn't there. You work with them to overcome that side of them and get them to accept who they are. You are also on a time constraint. You would like to spend more time with your friends, but also have to save people and solve the mystery. It is just like how you do not have enough time for everything in the real world, and we all have sides of us we would rather keep hidden. This game hurts too. You spend so much time with these characters that you really do feel like that you are friends. So when things happen to them that is impactful, you feel like you are there and grow with them. I cannot describe the way you feel after about 8 months of in-game days go by and you have to leave. It's just emptiness and an urge to see more. I cannot stress enough that this game is a breath of fresh air after all of the intense games out right now. This is an old game, but I can play it remastered now and still enjoy it almost as much if I had played it when it had come out. It's utterly timeless. It's just so relaxing and casual that you do not have to feel so committed to playing it, and can be a visual novel or a dungeon crawler depending on where you are in the story or what you feel like playing that day. The soundtrack and atmosphere gives that vibe as well. It's one of the most engaging soundtracks I've ever seen. It has a sound for whatever you're doing. Taking down a boss? No problem. Spending time with friends? Yep. Wailing on a summer's day? Of course. And eating a really big beef bowl? Oh yeah. You assemble a team over the course of the game when meeting new characters who also awaken their inner persona after facing their true self. And eventually, you solve the mystery, but I won't tell you who it is. Just play this game and have a great time for yourself. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because it really spoke to me at a time when I needed it. So much noise with all these other games trying to be the next generation maker were hitting me in the face when I had nothing else to do and was slightly having an identity crisis. But this game gave me a break from all of it and a chance to make another life, and discover what I truly wanted and who I wanted to be. When the credits rolled, I cried because I had to come back to reality, where I didn't have all these diverse friends whom I'd spent so much time with, and all these memories that I had made. But it was a journey that I needed to take, and I'm so glad I did so. There's so much symbolism in this game that I could nerd out about all day, but I'll spare you the time. The main thing I wanted to say is that this game and its soundtrack are a masterpiece. I want you all to experience this journey as I have because I feel it has something to offer to everyone. It tells us to accept ourselves and not be too hard on ourselves. It's okay to share who you truly are and treasure the time you have with those around you, even those who you do not believe are useful to you, because you have no idea how much you will miss them when they are gone. However, they will always be there when you boot it back up again and play it some more. No matter how old this game gets, its story, cast, and message will be there to anyone who plays. Timeless. Classic. I think I understand why it's called Persona 4 Golden. It's valuable to anyone, and it always will be. Thanks for watching.